I got pregnant a few years ago. I wasn't ready to be a mom then. I wasn't even sure about the relationship. I never told him.
That was a loaded scene, for sure. We've been sort of teasing that these characters have some history, but we haven't really gotten too specific about what that history is. And then they find themselves sitting in the back of an ambulance, and she's disclosed to him that she's been trying to get pregnant, that she's just had a miscarriage, and that this isn't her first pregnancy. And as we filmed it, it was extremely, emotional. It was also Tracy's last day. It was the last scene that she filmed, for those episodes. She goes home for a period of time. So it was loaded. I don't think he's had time to process any of the things that have happened to him for the last several years. They just all kind of go into different compartments, which are all kind of overflowing on this particular day. That professional demeanor and his ability to kind of keep that mask of professionalism is getting harder and harder to maintain with each one of these little blows, whether it's losing his mentee in Langdon, or this being the anniversary of his mentor's passing, or having, attended this tragic pediatric drowning, or any of the other things that have been part of his day. I think he feels and has felt many times like he's done, and keeps being pulled back into service out of a sense of need, or at least that's the rationalization for it being something he doesn't know how to stop doing out of routine and habit. As is often the case with practitioners, it's a lot easier to focus on the patient's problem and to go to work every day and not have to deal with your own inner workings, but to just be able to focus on everybody else is a form of regulation. And if you'd stop doing that, then it may be overwhelming to see what comes up. Whether it's the crutch of a student that you feel is really listening to you, or your right arm in the charge nurse, these are all the things that have been propping him up these last couple of years. And on this day, he's losing all of that support structure. So I don't think he's in uncharted territory. Exactly that his child, or as much of a child as he's ever had or known, is now potentially in harm's way. You're just hoping it's not going to be the case that comes in. Well, I don't want to tease anything, but he immediately calls Jake's cell phone and says, where are you? Call me back. But then he has to be a doctor. This is going to be one of the most intense and horrific things he has ever seen as a physician. And it's going to be one of the most intense and horrific things audiences have ever sat through. Langdon is terrified right now. Langdon knows that he has jeopardized not only his career, but his relationship with me, with his actions and behavior, and is looking to make amends any way possible. He's rather persistent about it. We haven't seen the last of Langdon. Well, that scene was really interesting. I had requested that the stunt coordinator come and watch the rehearsals just in case that scene got physical, because I kept reading it and seeing it as a much angrier, much more volatile scene. And then we came to play it, and it was like, oh no, this is a breakup. it's a heartbreak scene. No stunt cord necessary. So the tone of the next one is very different. I think he is the support structure for so many people. I think that admitting that he needs support or is deficient without it is not part of his makeup. It's too important to be what he needs to be for everybody else. Deferred. I think he gets a snack bar at some point. We haven't seen him eat in a while. That ought to be good. Might get another trip to the bathroom.
Poor guy.
He's not in it for the perks. He's not in it to make friends. No. No. We hired him, and then I made him work background for weeks and weeks and weeks, and he was so miserable sitting in those chairs like a real patient, having to sit and wait for his turn. And he was so miserable, texting me like, dude, any chance they think might shoot me out today? Dude, any chance we're going to get to my scene any quicker? Hey, do you know what the holdup is today? Like, just sit there, man. Sit in your discomfort like a patient. Enjoy it. Let it feed you. Let it fill your rage. It's funny, my youngest, my 9-year-old, is now watching Librarians, and we got to the episode, which I directed Drew in Curse of the Hollow Men, he said with a question mark. But it reminded me how long I've known Drew, how much work we've done together, what a good friend he is. The shift will end. And we watched Robbie walk to work. Eventually, he's going to have to go home. The challenge has been, an aggregate performance where everything that happened last week, I now have to start with this week and everything that happened. And so by the time you get to episodes 12 and 13, I have to sort of come in with the knowledge in my body and my mind of everything that's happened up until this point and start from there. So it got increasingly difficult as the season wore on. What's most interesting about Robbie's evolution is just that we rarely ever get to see the deconstruction of a hero like this, where, the expectation is that this really competent and confident guy is going to be the guy that comes to the aid of everybody in the end, and his white stallion will come charging in, and that's not the case here. That is a good metaphor for the fragility of our healthcare system, that it is as strong as the support that we give our practitioners, or as strong as the help that they're able to seek out for themselves. And up until this point, there's been kind of a stigma about reaching out and admitting vulnerability. I hope that this show and this character's journey is both cathartic and catalytic in engaging people to begin talking about their experiences. I don't know any physician that's got 3 decades under their belt that doesn't wear this stuff really close under the skin and have a difficult time talking about it. A show like this allows practitioners' spouses to see what they do all day but can't say that they did all day. And I'm hearing a lot of feedback from the medical community saying like, thank you. My kids now get it, or my wife or my girlfriend now gets it in a way that I can't articulate, but somehow you guys were able to. And that's really, really gratifying, because it means that the empathy for these practitioners is going to grow again, and hopefully swell the ranks of those positions, because they have been dwindling since pandemic, and we really need those people in those jobs. Sean Trailer Haddisy, yeah, it'd be nice to see him again, wouldn't it? He commands a lot of our publicity for very little work. I love Sean Haddisy. I've known him for such a long time, and I'm such a fan of his work. And yes, Dr. Abbott will come back. I really love the discipline of writing because it's something I can do from home, you know, and allow me still to be present with my kids and my wife, which is really. I like the solitary nature of it. I like going into kind of a fugue state of pure imagination and immersion. I really love thinking in terms of different characters' voices and trying to find those interesting chemistry experiments that when you put them together become volatile or kinetic. I love the collaboration with other writers. I love the process of kicking a bad idea for like an hour, thinking this is so stupid, and then one extra kick, and then suddenly a diamond pops out of it, and you're like, oh my God, this is just such a crazy process. And then, you know, having to acknowledge that this is not a Dead Sea Scroll, this is a living, breathing organism that you have to give to actors and say, make it your own, you know, and it has to feel organic, otherwise it'll be a defeated purpose. So I love the whole being part of the whole evolution of storytelling, from the inception of the idea to the execution on set. It's all really rewarding for me. I love it. Yeah, I would very much like to. I would throw my hat in the ring in season 2. I thought about it for season 1, but you know, this wasn't an exercise in vanity. This wasn't supposed to be how many titles can I wear. This was, can we get this show on the air? And after seeing how we do it and how we make it, I think it would be advantageous to be sort of a player coach working on the floor in both capacities. I don't think it would be disruptive. I think it actually would be efficient. So I would throw my hat in the ring for sure. I'm most looking forward to breaking all these young actors of all these bad habits. No. You know what you do that really bugs me? No, it's about getting lots of different people to buy into one thing, and that's something I'm getting better at, and something I really enjoy doing. And I care so much about these characters in this arena, and it's, you know, a world that I know really, really well, that there aren't many areas where I can speak with this kind of confidence. So this is one I'd love to try.